Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In-Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth. On today's show, reporter Keegan McClure tells us about two of our teachers who had different careers prior to coming to Homestead. Later, reporter Kinley Sugart informs us on an American Sign Language online course that counts as a foreign language credit. Finally, we'll get you all caught up on tomorrow night's prom. All that and more coming up on today's episode of HHS In-Depth. Today is Friday, April 18th, and thank you for joining us today on HHS In-Depth. My name is Jackson Foxworthy.
And I'm Palmer Cox. And man, Jackson, this weekend upcoming, it's quite busy.
Absolutely. We've got prom tomorrow. I'm really excited, and we've got a holiday coming up too.
Yeah, we got Easter coming up on Sunday. I'm just wondering what the weather is going to be looking like that day.
Well, luckily, we have weather reporter Grace Dickmeyer on the scene to give us the weather.
Well, guys, it looks like the weather won't be too terrible for this jam-packed weekend. On our day off for Good Friday today, the high will get up to 77 under partly cloudy skies. Things cool off tonight with the low dropping to 50. For tomorrow's day of prom, you can expect rainy skies in the morning, but the sky should clear up for pictures in the afternoon. The high reaches only 56, and the post-prom low falling to 42. On Easter Sunday, it looks like a typical spring day, with sunny skies but scattered rain showers, the high being only 51 and the overnight low at 47. This weekend will have prime spring temperatures, so get outside and enjoy it. Grace Dickmeyer, HHS In-Depth.
And now we go beyond Homestead.
The Blue Origin spacecraft made history on Monday by launching the first all-female crew into space since 1963. Its all-female crew of 6 composed of journalists, NASA scientists, and of course, world-famous pop star Katy Perry. The flight lasted 11 minutes and traveled over 60 miles above the Earth. In more local news, on Tuesday, Humane Fort Wayne received a generous $25,000 donation from Becky Williamson, owner of the Fort Wayne Home and Garden Show. The funds will be used towards providing essential veterinary care for approximately 250 sheltered animals. This contribution underscores the community's commitment to animal welfare and the ongoing efforts to support pets in need.
Thank you, Palmer, for some news outside the walls of Homestead. Before becoming educators in charge of shaping young minds, a few of our teachers walked very different career paths. Reporter Keegan McClure is in now with some more insight on two of our teachers at Homestead.
Most people assume teachers leave their high school knowing they're going to be a teacher. But nowadays, this is quite uncommon. Two teachers here at Homestead are prime examples of the uncommon theme becoming popular amongst many schools.
I spent about 4 years as a management side labor attorney. My job was to sort of consult with our clients about how to fire employees, what to do when you get sued by employees for disability discrimination.
I was in mortgage loan underwriting. So I was a vice president of mortgage loan underwriting. Pretty much fell into it, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. I went in, was looking for a job to get out of what I was doing. I was selling cars at the time. And so I looked for the first job I could find, and I saw something in the newspaper. Back then, we found our jobs in the newspaper. It said relocation was required. And my wife and I were looking to get out of Fort Wayne. And so we took it. And I thought I was going to be working at the bank itself as like a teller or something. But it ended up, it was a management training program for a loan company.
While both of these teachers are living successful lives, why did they decide to become a teacher in the first place? And why have they stayed teaching this long?
I looked around. I didn't see a lot of happy lawyers around me, I guess. I'm as surprised as anyone that I'm still here. I got into it because I liked reading, you know. That's not why you stay a teacher. It's a job where every day is different, and like I close my door and I've got pretty much total control over what my day looks like.
It was not a voluntary separation. It was involuntary. They laid me off. On the drive home, I had already convinced myself it was time to do something different and to become a teacher. I come in and I deal with teenagers that kind of keep me young, and I always say, people say, how do you deal with kids all day? I'm like, one of those knuckleheads will make me laugh every single day.
In a world where teaching is ever evolving, these educators remind us that the road to the classroom is rarely straight, and often it's the winding paths that lead to the most impactful lessons. Keegan McClure, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you for the story, Keegan. Stick around, more HHS In-Depth is coming up next.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
Prom is tomorrow night, and there are plenty of important details students need to know to ensure a smooth and unforgettable night. Here's reporter Carly Sweinmiller with everything you need to know.
Here's everything you need to know for tomorrow's big night. Prom will take place at the Grand Wayne Center from 8 to 11 p.m. The prom court ceremony will happen at 9:25 p.m., so make sure to be there on time. No admissions will be allowed after 10 p.m., and once you decide to leave, you won't be able to re-enter, so make sure you're ready to enjoy the night from start to finish. This event is exclusive to juniors and seniors. Underclassmen may only attend as guests of an upperclassman. Spartans, you must bring your ticket and valid student ID for entry. Non-HHS student guests must have a valid photo ID with them. If you forgot your ticket or still need to buy one, tickets will be available at the door for $40. For parking, we recommend using the garage across the street, which is estimated to cost around $5. And great news, yearbook staff will be taking photos at no cost to students. Lastly, song requests will not be accepted, so come ready to dance and enjoy the playlist. Have a happy and safe prom, Spartans. See you there.
Thank you, Carly. A huge congratulations to Chef Deli, who has been honored as Homestead's Teacher of the Year for 2024 and 2025. Announced at a faculty meeting earlier this week, Chef Deli accepted the award from a Zoom call all the way from France, where she was studying at a renowned culinary institute, Le Cordon Bleu. She now moves on to represent Homestead in the district-wide competition for SAC's Teacher of the Year, with the winner to be revealed next month.
Class of 2025, mark your calendars. Cap and gown orders will be available for pickup at all lunches on both Wednesday, April 23rd and Thursday, April 24th. Jostens reps will be in the cafeteria commons the entire lunch period, both of those days. If you're not on campus during lunch, check in at door 1 to pick up your order. That's door 33 if you graduated early. If you can't make it, have a family member grab it for you.
Students, the last day to guarantee your copy of the 2025 yearbook is today. After that, only a limited number will be available online or possibly at fall registration. Don't miss out. Order now at yearbookforever.com.
Homestead Spanish students are headed to Spain for spring break 2026, and there's still time to join them. A few spots remain on the trip. If you're interested, contact Senior Peeper at the email address below for more information. Students must be enrolled in Spanish 2 or higher during the 2025-2026 school year to be eligible.
The Interact Club's Penny War is still underway. All funds raised will go towards providing mobility carts for individuals in Malawi who are unable to walk. The deadline has been extended to Friday, April 25th. The class that raises the most money will win a treat of their choice.
Today is the last day to sign up to perform at the NHS Coffee House next week. This show will take place next Wednesday, April 23rd, from 6 to 8 p.m. You can sing, play an instrument, perform comedy, or any other talent you want to showcase. The top 3 performers will win a gift card, so make sure to sign up by 3 p.m. today using the QR code shown in the graphic, or by emailing Leah Stoip at the email address shown below.
Many of you may have received an email or Canvas message from Senior Peeper asking Homestead students to fill out a Google form to help decide whether there will be a semi-formal or homecoming dance for next school year. Be sure to complete the form as soon as possible. It's closing in just a few days.
As our Homestead construction project nears completion, more areas of the school are becoming usable. This past week, the newly finished library received updated bookshelves, tables, and student workplaces. After using old shelves most of the year, the library staff is thrilled with the upgrade. However, bookshelf construction isn't quite finished. NHS members can earn volunteer hours by helping complete the setup. For details, contact Hannah Zandarsky at the email address shown here.
Spartan seniors, new scholarships have been added to the HHS scholarships page, including the Mark Nee Memorial Scholarship, which is exclusively available to a Homestead High School graduating senior. Be sure to check them out. Many have deadlines in the coming weeks.
Congratulations to this week's Athletes of the Week, Aubrey Snyder and Will Karshner. Aubrey and Will continue to impress on the girls track team and boys volleyball team, with standout performances that show both leadership and drive. Congrats, Aubrey and Will. Please go pick up your award in the athletic office.
Are you looking to fulfill your foreign language requirement in a different way? Reporter Kinley Sugart has the details on how you can earn your credit by learning American Sign Language online.
Most people learn American Sign Language because their typical day sounds like this. But you don't need to be deaf to learn ASL. In fact, you can learn ASL right here at Homestead.
I didn't want to take one of the languages that was offered, like Spanish or French. I don't really like to do public speaking, and that's all it was. So I wanted to find an alternative. And I talked to my counselor about it, and she said that ASL was offered online.
ASL used to be taught in person at Homestead, but they had to get rid of the class because they couldn't find someone to teach it. So how can you enroll into an ASL class as your foreign language credit?
So I went to my counselor and I asked about ASL because I knew that I didn't want to do one of the ones that was offered here. And she told me about a bunch of different online platforms that offered it. And I chose Indiana Online because it was one of the cheaper ones and it's closer to home. I definitely wish that the class was offered in person just because I do it on top of all my schoolwork. And I feel like I forget about it too because I don't have those reminders.
Although taking a language class online has its difficulties, there are still some benefits.
I like that I can work at my own pace. It's really nice to be able to do sit one night when I'm in the mood to do it and do 10 assignments.
As someone who's also currently learning ASL, I would highly recommend taking the class. If you're interested, you can email your counselor about how to register. Kinley Sugart, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you for the story, Kinley. Stick around, more HHS In-Depth is coming up next.
The weekend looks promising on Saturday, but a little more dreary on Sunday. Looking into the next week, Monday will be similar to Sunday, with showers and cloudy skies, a high of 64 and a low of 49. Tuesday will be partly cloudy, with the sun peeking through the clouds, the high being 61 and the low 45. Wednesday warms up with a high of 68 and a low of 47. A perfect day to enjoy the beautiful spring temps. Thursday will be almost identical to Wednesday, with partly cloudy skies and a high of 65, with a low of 46. Grace Dickmeyer, HHS In-Depth.
Next week, reporter Leah Stoip brings us a story on the new cafeteria transformation and what students can expect with this new change. Be sure to catch that story and more on next week's HHS In-Depth.
Welcome to Behind the Curtain. I'm Mara Nicholson.
This past month has been full of exciting performing arts news, from competitions to performances and fundraisers. But to start off, Homestead's Jazz One received some incredibly exciting news last week. And now is reporter Bryce LeVar to tell us more.
The Midwest Clinic is the largest music educators conference in the world. So it's an international clinic, and this will be the 79th year.
Homestead's very own Jazz One just became the 6th high school jazz band in the state of Indiana to ever be invited to perform at the Midwest International Bands and Orchestra Clinic in Chicago, Illinois, since its inception in 1962.
The last band from the Fort Wayne area to get invited was Northrop High School back in 1988. We will perform a variety of music. We will do between 8 and 9 pieces. We'll have a guest artist that will work with us.
Assuming that this event will follow the same structure that it has for many years now, Jazz One will be just one of 4 high school jazz bands performing there this December for a portion of the nearly 20,000 people that will attend the 3-day event.
Super cool for our kids, more importantly, and then as their teacher, very proud of them to be able to do that. And just for Homestead in general, to have an invite like this is just the honor of a lifetime.
And the honor of a lifetime it is. Receiving this invitation is widely accepted across musical educators and professionals as one of, if not the most prestigious performance honor a band can hold. Mr. Witzegruder exclaimed that Homestead's Jazz One performers are, quote, true professionals who have worked incredibly hard for this honor. He cannot wait to give his students this performance opportunity of a lifetime this coming winter. You can catch Jazz One in action one more time this year at the spring concert on Monday, May 12th at 7 p.m. in the Homestead Auditorium. If you see one of Jazz One's outstanding members in the hall, be sure to congratulate them on their incredible achievement. Bryce LeVar, HHS In-Depth.
Congrats again to Jazz One. I know I certainly enjoyed hearing them perform at the Convocation last week. Speaking of which, Homestead hosted its annual Spring Arts Convocation last Friday, showcasing an incredible lineup from orchestra, Homestead Elite, Jazz One, Jazz Two, along with 2 numbers from both the JV and varsity dance teams, Homestead's Class Royale, Champions Together, Winter Guard, and Indoor Percussion. Each group works tirelessly throughout the year, and this event gave them a rare chance to share their hard work with the entire student body. This was only the 2nd convocation since the tradition was paused due to COVID back in 2020, and it now stands as both a celebration of the arts and a symbolic end to their competitive seasons. However, while their competitions may be over, it seems like none of the performing arts seem to actually stop doing more activities at Homestead. For example, on Saturday, Homestead's show choir hosted a Wicked-themed clinic for 3rd through 8th graders who dream of being the newest generation of show choir kids. It had a great turnout with over 100 students attending, being the highest since COVID-19. There were 3 groups of students singing and dancing some of the greatest hits from Wicked: Popular, What Is This Feeling, and Dancing Through Life. The night ended with both of the show choirs performing their shows for the kids and their parents. Make sure to catch them for their last performances of the season at Spectacular on May 15th and Gala on May 16th at 7 p.m. The show choirs are not the only group that is still active, though, as the jazz department hosted their yearly fundraiser selling coffee, fittingly named Jazz and Java. The performances featured Homestead Jazz Bands 1, 2, and 3, as well as Woodside's 7th and 8th grade jazz bands, and Summit's Jazz Band. And although they were selling Tom's Coffee, all of the proceeds went directly to the Homestead Jazz program. Well done, Jazz Band! This past Tuesday marked the 2nd annual Mixed Ensemble Spring Concert. The concert included the brass choir, handbell choir, a string quartet, DCI ensemble, and freshman, symphonic, and advanced percussion ensembles. The brass choir is led by Kevin Christensen. The handbell choir is led by Shannon Hardink. The string quartet featured 4 Homestead Orchestra students. The DCI ensemble is led by students Marshall Jensen and Ryan Branscombe. The percussion ensembles are led by Mr. Haas and Mr. Schilling. Throughout the concert, songs such as Circus Days, Caliber, Hymn for the Innocent, Century 1, 2 Sonic, and Rhythm of the Life were all performed, with the audience members positively commenting on the wide variety of music played. If you didn't get a chance to see those performances, make sure to head out to the NHS Coffee Bar fundraiser next Wednesday to see a variety of performances and check out some of the great artwork made by students here at Homestead. That wraps up these past few weeks of performing arts. For more updates, be on the lookout for future performing arts news on the next edition of Behind the Curtain. Mara Nicholson, HHS In-Depth. Jackson and Palmer, back to you.
Thank you, Mara, and thank you all for watching our show today.
Make sure to follow our socials to keep up with the latest news from Homestead Media.
We look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of HHS In-Depth.
Enjoy your weekend, Homestead.